Welcome back into episode 13 of the GT series. So what I want to do in this video is try to track down this weird creaking noise, groaning noise, whatever it is from the clutch. It happens whenever I start to release the clutch and it just starts to bite. I've looked at all the other little bits. If you saw in the last video, I was looking at the pinch bolts, trying to work out what's going on there. I think ultimately I'm going to have to take this clutch out. I've looked online trying to find a tutorial or some information about how to remove a S4 or a GT clutch. They're both the same. There's precious little out there apart from a couple of write-ups, and the workshop manual is next to useless to me. I just can't follow it. So in this video what I'm going to do is cover putting in the release arm bushing, which is sits sort of, you access it from behind the airbox. It's a nice little job anyone can do. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. And taking out the clutch, which is a big pain in the butt. But yeah, let's dive in there. Hopefully I'm going to track down on the way the reason for this weird noise. But yeah, let's dive in and see how I get on. Remember, as always, click the like button, click subscribe, leave me comments. Let's do it. So after a lot of sort of playing around this clutch, I found, let me see if I can get my arm down there for you. Right down the back of the engine is the clutch release arm. And this is, right in there now. If I can get my finger on it, here. You're going to be banging it around. That is the ball socket. It's sort of the end that is supposed to be fixed. There's no ball socket on it at all. So I've just popped down Porsche and bought this one. It looks like that. Sort of like a plastic thing, cap. So I need to pull the arm off of the ball socket, put this bit of plastic on, and then slide it all back together. Now I'm hoping that's going to fix my problem, because it is possible that it's like a vibration when the clutch is engaging. Right, so the problem with getting the clutch release arm off of that little ball joint so I can fit the bushing thing is that it doesn't come off far enough, and what you need to do is sort of open the clutch up. So the workshop manual says about creating these. I've not done these to measurement, but I think they're about right. They're basically L-shaped pieces of what, probably two or three mil steel. That's in there. Now what I'm going to do is go underneath, leave the clutch open using the release arm, and then these little L-shaped things fit inside the clutch to hold it open, which should just be enough to allow me to get the arm off. Right, so there's going to be quite a lot of luck here if I'm actually videoing it for you. There's also going to be a lot of luck if I can find the tool. Okay, I've got it. Right. So this is me trying to undo the rear pinch bolt with a sleeve cylinder in my face, which is pretty skillful, I think. No, seriously, that sleeve cylinder cannot be there. Wherever it goes, it can't poke me in the face. It's actually quite heavy. Right, now what I'm looking to happen now is for this collar to slide back. Annoyingly, it's sliding forwards, but not back. Very delicate crowbar on it, and see if that helps. There it comes, one pinch bolt. There's the front one as well. I think it's just corroded. Let's adjust it a little bit with the crowbar. Right, that is sliding back. I think it's pulling the intermediary shaft all the way back as well, which I don't think it's supposed to do. I'll give you a look what I can see as well. So this is what I'm looking at. I don't know if that's good or bad. I can't remember if I recorded this bit. Right, what I've done so far then is push the collar back. That I had to crowbar. It was quite hard work actually, and the intermediary shaft was slid. I don't know if I'll be able to manoeuvre it. Yeah, you can see, look, I can move it back and forwards. It was sort of pushed back towards the back of the car, and now I've sort of manoeuvred it forwards towards the front of the car to create a gap there. I believe all I need to do now then is take out these two guide tube bolts. I'm expecting that shaft to sort of drop a little bit, become a bit looser, but not free. Then I'm just going to undo these, I think there's 9 of them, 9 bolts that hold the clutch pack onto the flywheel, and the whole thing should come out. It's shimmed, I think I showed you that quite nicely. So it's not connected, like, you know, it's sort of pre-tensioned, if you like. Oh god, it's a long bolt. This should take the guide tube out a little bit better. I need to detach the arm from the socket above that I put on the other day now. A bit tricky to see down the back of the engine, but to get the this wall socket off, what I've used is a spanner like that, and I've just pushed it down in between, see, down there, in between the ball socket and the, let's put it on there, and the cap, like that, there, and then I just levered it. So push it on, lever it towards the engine, and it has pushed it off quite neatly. There, it's completely popped off now, perfect. So still lining things up, ready to get this clutch to drop. What I'm going to do then is move I've got a trolley jack there. I'm just trying to work out if it will get up high enough. I may have to swap it around a bit. Right, and the next bolt is actually undone, so I know I've been all the way round now. Oh. So that one's loose. So now it should be just a matter of rotating the engine and taking them out as I go. What I'll actually do is use a spray can and just spray. And I don't actually know what bits come apart yet, so I'm just going to sort of spray like that and like that, and I hope, and then if I use my finger I can create a sharp edge on it. No, I can't. Okay, well that's going to help in it, let's be honest. Right, let's get the jack up underneath it. Again, I don't know if this is the right way of doing it. People just warn you that it's heavy and it'll fall in your face, so I figure something like this should be good enough, shouldn't it? Like that. Right, we should be good. You know, it's going to stop it falling completely. I think we're good to go. Right, there's no bolts holding it on. So what's holding that up there then? Maybe there's one more bolt. Maybe I miscounted. Let's just get this trolley jack back where it was, because I felt a bit secure then. So the big question is, what's holding it on? I'm just going to pause here for a minute. So I've got the trolley jack there underneath it. It's a bit of a mess to see really if I move. You can see a lump of wood underneath just in case it drops. All the bolts are out of the clutch pack. I think that should be dropping down, but it isn't. So I'm just going to go quickly read if there's something else I need to do. I think there's probably a couple of little dowels or something just holding it in place. But I've not seen them, so I'm just going to quickly look online. So the clutch didn't drop out, and I just then suddenly remembered a thing about some pins. So I think there's 3 pins around here. There's one here that I'm now hitting, so I'm off camera a little bit. I'm hitting in that direction, which is opening up the gap here. I'm going to rotate, find the other one, and I think one of them is sort of sized that it has to go that way towards the flywheel, I believe. That's what I've read. So yeah, that's what I'm up to next, and then hopefully it'll drop out. To make sure I'm safe, I've actually put 2 bolts back in just to be sure it doesn't drop on me. Right, I've got the small, it's actually a like an Allen socket set thing. It's doing as my punch. So pop that on and then I can give it a slam. I think I'm hitting the right thing. Let's try tapping it from the other way and just see if that... Right, let's try hitting it the other way then and see if that does it. I don't know what way it should go. I thought it went towards the flywheel because it's bigger. Okay, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film with this. What I've done now is I've sort of pressed the 3 pins. I don't know if I've done that correctly. They all seem to go towards the back of the car. I thought one of them was going to press towards the flywheel, but or towards the front of the engine, but it doesn't. It doesn't seem to anyway. And I've got these 2 loose bolts in that I'm going to just take out. And I think with a little bit of crowbar, the clutch should just drop out. So I'm going to get the trolley jack in there underneath it. I'll try and set the camera up so you can see it fall on me, but I don't know how successful I'll be. God, there's so much dust comes off the exhaust whenever I rub my arm on it. It goes straight in my face each time. Right, unsurprisingly, these bolts are tight now because they've got a lot of tension from me hitting the pins. So let's just get it so one of them is out. That one. And I'll start to loosen this side. Oh, actually, I won't. Let's get the... what I don't want to happen is it just to drop out and break. So I'm not actually worried about it hitting me because I'm going to be over to the side. What I'm going to do is adjust all the lighting. You can have the light so you can see, and I'll try and maneuver this in. Let's try and get this jack underneath it like that. I think something like that should be enough to take a lot of the weight and give me time to sort of get my hands to it. Right, we're virtually there, I think. Oh, come on. Okay, this stupid bit of wood would just stay in there because that's my security. So probably I need to take the starter motor out. I was hoping not to, because it's just another big heavy lump in the way. All right, camera's off, starter motor, then I'll come back. Okay, so this is getting tiring. That is with the starter motor now disconnected. A bit more coverage. I don't know how possible it is to film much more. It's quite hard to actually get a camera on it now. Let's see from that angle. So what I've done then is I have now disconnected the starter motor and pulled it back. That has definitely freed up the clutch. And it's just, I'm just trying to get a glove on. It's just now a matter of trying to manhandle it down, I think. I stopped so I could turn the camera on. I think we're pretty much there. It's a matter of, why isn't it dropping? Because I thought it just, this piece of wood every 2 seconds drops out again. I kind of want it in there because it's going to catch the clutch. If it does fall, because I can't hold that sort of weight up that high. I don't understand why it's not coming out. I thought that was the idea, that it all just comes out now. So that's where we are. I think I'll leave it there. I can see the shaft going into the flywheel still, so I'm guessing that's why. And I can't put it much more forwards because it hits the back of the bell housing. So I don't actually know what to do. Perhaps something over there holding it in. I can't see anything. It went in, so it must come out. I'm gonna have to go back online and see what they say. So I know what it is. It's one of the pins at the top there, isn't it? Is not freeing up. So it's, yeah, I can see what, okay. I know exactly why it's gonna be. Let's get the block of wood back in for the minute. And I'm gonna crowbar from above. Crowbar, anyone? Got it? I think that's done it. Now you've done it, I think. Now we'll find out how heavy this thing is. Bit of wood out of the way. Get out of the way. There she comes. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's got some weight, but I mean, it's not crazy. I wouldn't worry too much. I'm kind of stuck now. So, let's move my arm around. I've got a trolley jack in the way. That's the main problem here, is I've got a trolley jack. That's good. All right, and I will lower the trolley jack down, hopefully. Trolley jack. Oh yeah, okay, that came down really quick. To my arm. Okay. How to get out of that? God, that is heavy. Let's get my hand from underneath it and we'll be good. Right, let's get it away from the car then. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we won for Christmas. Hopefully I can just drag it like this out. Surprisingly heavy. So let's try and turn her over. It all just wants to fall apart now on us. There's our friction plate. I don't know if that's good or bad. Very pretty though. There's the intermediary shaft. And again, I don't know what to look for to tell if the thrust bearing's okay. I've got a new one on order, so kind of irrelevant now. This can be cleaned up. Looking okay though. There's our little arm. I don't know how to take all this apart at the moment, but I'm sure I will shortly. You can see the plate. I don't know whether that's good, bad, ugly. I guess we can get that skimmed if necessary. And the friction plate, you know, again, I don't know how much there should be on that. You can probably sort of just about see. Yeah, I don't know. Well, the reason for going this far is to check whether the release bearing is broken. So I think what I need to do then is, that's the wrong ones, is take the release bearing out, or at least take the arm out. Right. Jesus. It did not want to come out, did it? Now, my understanding is that that should be relatively easy now to get out. I've managed to tap out the, so this is like the bearing, obviously that's the release arm. This is effectively the bearing mount, which I sort of inadvertently, I removed the clip from here, which was coming through there, which is holding it in the bearing, and I've sort of driven it out that way. So now I've got the bearing left, and I'm just trying to get this clip out, which is super tight, but I think it's starting to see my way now, which is good. It's all a little bit jammed in there, but it's definitely on its last legs. There she comes. It's just, I don't think, I mean the pressure plate isn't under any tension, it just doesn't want to come out of there, does it? Oh. Right, put it to one side. Now that lets the release bearing fall out, look at that. And I've got the clip obviously in this side. That holds it all together. That's the thrust washer. I can't actually put it down because I've got one hand. So the washer sort of right close to the camera is the thrust washer, and the release bearings on the floor underneath it. Can you hear it rattling around? I mean, it spins free enough, I guess, but there's a lot of play. Right, this is really hard to film. Just due to lack of light and sort of available space, but I've wrestled with this pilot bearing now for about an hour, maybe half an hour, and it's finally coming out. So I wanted just to film it for you. What I'm doing is the bolt and the Allen key trick, and you should hopefully be able to see it sliding out now. This has taken a long time to get right. I've sheared 2 bolts so far because it just doesn't want to go. Right, that's gone wrong now. I'm pretty sure that's you can feel when the nut sort of comes around the edge of the inside of the bearing, and then you have to sort of undo it a bit. This socket extension is used to stop the Allen key from rotating. I don't know if I can get them all arms and everything in the way. Are we done? good. Okay, so just bring it around the other side. Oh, it's out. That's why we're done. Pilot bearing is out. Okay, let's go and have a look at that on the bench. That's the pilot bearing, finally got it out, and I can tell you now, look, it's absolutely solid. Now, when it was in the car, I couldn't turn it with my finger. I don't doubt I've caused some damage getting it out, but it doesn't turn at all. I'm going to take it on the bench and try and force it to turn just to see what's what. But that is definitely dead. Luckily, I've got a spare one of those, so that'll be going in shortly. Right, well, let's wrap it up there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And I've got the pilot bearing out. I've got the release bearing out. It's those two bearings I wanted to get out. In the back of my mind, I always thought it's probably the pilot bearing, and I bought one a couple of months ago from Design 911. Those guys have been great with the quick part swapping, you know, backs and forwards. So when I actually look at it, the pilot bearing is actually like lock solid. And I think the noise is the intermediary shaft spinning within the pilot bearing, whereas it's supposed to be connected to the pilot bearing and the bearing spins. And I think the pilot bearing only spins when there's a difference in speed between the, effectively the gearbox, the drive shaft going through the torque tube, and the flywheel. When there's a difference in speed there is where the pilot bearing spins. And that's basically when you're blending the clutch in, which is exactly where my noise is. So that's one good one. The other one is and I think there's a really crappy bit of video I showed you about the release bearing and how rattly it is. I've got a new one on order, so that'll come in. I can put it all back together. While I'm there, I'm probably going to get the friction plate, either replace it or resurfaced. I don't know which would be the most economical and the best route. But yeah, pretty good. Pleased to get in there. I mean, that is deep in the clutch now, isn't it? I'm looking at it down there, it's in pieces across the floor. I'll wire wheel all of that rust off because it looks tatty. Anyway, let's wrap it up there. In next week's video, I don't know what I'll do. If I can, obviously I need to wait the sort of 7 to 10 days for the release bearings to be made and sent over. I don't know, I probably will switch to doing 79 interior restoration. So I've got the dashboard there on the floor, I've got the central console there, I need to do the rear center console. Literally years ago I refreshed the front central console. And there's the roof lining, there's lots of panels I need to restore. So I'll probably get on and do some of those. And if I can, I'll give you an update on how it's getting on being sprayed. But yeah, anyway, wrap up there. Like, subscribe, comment, see you next time.